Cooperatives operate in many business sectors across the globe. Worldwide, 800 million people in over 100 countries are part of a cooperative. United Nations figures show that 50% of the world's living standards are affected by cooperatives. Everything from milk production to football clubs are owned and managed by members of cooperatives. Despite all these factors and the millions of families and livelihoods dependent on them, cooperatives in every sector and in every region report difficulties in obtaining competitive business loans. But all this could be about to change.
Small cooperatives often find it very difficult to access funding for things like large bits of machinery, for tractors, for water irrigation equipment, for refrigeration, for trucks that will take their product to and from their warehouses, for warehouses, maybe to train women to set up an added value plant for their primary product. Those are the sort of things that cooperatives find it so difficult to get funding for, and that's what the Global Development Cooperative is set to do.
We are now a global economy, so we can't be insular and think of ourselves as, the UK economy. We're okay, aren't we? What happens in the world ultimately impacts on us. And so in the cooperative movement, we've always taken the view that, we're a world family. The cooperative is a world family, and we have to help family members who aren't as well off as ourselves.
In the future of cooperatives, we want to see sustainable cooperatives going forward, but we want to encourage people to develop those in places where they've not had opportunity to do so up to now.
We produce milk which we sell to our customers in and around Chumbi market. If we had additional finances, there are many things we could do to improve our operations. For example, we are right at the moment just working around Chumbi, and we have plans, if funds are available, to expand. Now we cannot do that without proper storage, without a proper cooler, and these are things that we don't have access to at the moment.
The GDC, the Global Development Cooperative, it's about helping cooperatives who are small, want to develop or diversify, to access funding to develop, because that class of business struggles at the moment to find investment capital.
If you go to the bank today, they will start asking you for security against which they can lend you money. So we have not taken in loans as a society.
It's critical if we're going to deal with poverty that we actually manage to support those cooperatives. The GDC is about just that.
As you can see, there is no water. So we are trying to look to see whether we can have a dam side somewhere here so that we can capture water, because if you look at this area, there is poverty. Because if you don't have enough water, even the food is little.
If I could get the loan with the low interest, I would go for the new machine, that is the modern one, where no much water is used, and at the same time I could start a nursery within the society.
One thing you realize is that the cost of capital in Kenya is very high, because you find that interest rates are ranging between 18 and 23% per annum, which is very high. If my organization could obtain loans that have lower costs, I think it will be able to undertake several activities. For instance, we would be very keen about having a coffee mill so that it can sort the issue of farmers' payments. If we have 50,000 farmers in the counties, they will benefit directly. Definitely you will find the cost of living of those people going up, so we'll be reducing poverty. You'll also find that things like sanitation will improve, education will also be provided. That is the first basic activity that I would go for as a matter of priority because it's certainly quite a big number of people.
Nobody actually recognises the size, the reach, the scope into every corner of the world that the cooperative movement has. The cooperative movement globally is owned by nearly 1 billion people. That's 1 billion people who've chosen to become part of a cooperative, to give them housing, to buy their food from, to get their money from, to insure themselves with, to work within. That's a strong, powerful message from ordinary people that they want to be part of the development of their own life. It's a powerful, powerful business model, and it needs more recognition.
Cooperative Group has put in $500,000 to try and start the fund off. And we've also put in expertise from our staff, particularly in financial services.
The credit cooperative will invest in this fund $250,000. And why we do it? Because we know it will be well invested in helping co-ops all around the world, and that is the best way we can invest our money.
It's not a question of donations, of donating money to poorer cooperatives. It's a question of investments to the future.
The cooperative movement really can't do this on its own. You know, we need support from all businesses.
We need all those people to come and help us at the Global Development Cooperative, to join us, to help us make it work, to create sustainability and sustainable businesses going forward in the developing world, to help take people out of poverty with dignity. That's what the GDC is about.